Hello and welcome to Power Hour. It's great to be back home. I've just returned from Israel where I took part in a study trip hosted by AJAC, and I'm not exaggerating when I say the 7 days I spent there changed my life. It's a country that is right now fighting for its existence. They're in a war not just with Hamas in Gaza or about to be with Hezbollah in the north, but they're fighting against the ferocious hate coming from all over the world as people every day openly call for the destruction of Israel. Now, I'll tell you what stood out to me while I was on the ground. Nearly every person I spoke with does not want war. They're furious with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for failing to secure the release of the hostages and to see more than 300 Israeli soldiers being killed while fighting. They want peace and they want a solution, and more than anything, they want their loved ones home. While I was there, I had the privilege of meeting a man by the name of Gal Dalal. He's my age, 30 years old, and on October 7, he took his 22-year-old brother Guy to the Nova Music Festival. He told me that Guy was so excited to go to his very first festival. He made sure he got there early so he could keep an eye out for him. And this festival was about celebrating, dancing to music and having a great time with the people you love. Little did he know he was about to spend 9 hours hiding from terrorists armed with AK-47s who would go on to murder more than 300 innocent partygoers with big smiles on their faces. And his little brother Guy, who he says is his best friend in the world, was about to be kidnapped and thrown into a terror tunnel. This is what Gal had to say about the last morning he spent with his brother at the festival.
At 6:15, he was already waiting for me at the entrance, jumped at me, kissed at me, sent a selfie to our mother. He was so happy. He and his friends were so happy. And it was really a magical moment. You know, this festival it was much more than a party or a rave. There were more than 20 different nationalities in this festival. You could see Arabs and Jews dancing together, celebrating peace and love. Spreading peace and love, celebrating life in the most magical way.
It's been almost 9 months now, and Gal and his family have no idea if Guy is dead or alive. Every day they're haunted by the fact that if Guy is alive, he's likely being subjected to physical and psychological abuse by terrorists. And despite the heartbreak that Gal is suffering every minute of every day, he's on a mission to bring his little brother home. And his story just really hits home for me. I'm so close with my little brother that the thought of something like this happening to him makes me feel so sick to my stomach. And I cannot imagine the rage we would all feel here in Australia if we were ever to experience an attack so barbaric at a peaceful, happy music festival on home soil. As we speak, there are more than 120 hostages being held in Gaza. It's believed 40 of them are no longer alive. But it seems people right around the world are happy to forget about the innocent people like Guy and the many other hostages that are still being held captive by Hamas terrorists, while protesters here in Australia, in America and in other parts of the world take to the streets chanting anti-Semitic slogans. And the people of Israel, well, they see that and they feel that and they are scared. Many of them are descendants of Holocaust survivors, and history has shown us what happens when there is enough hatred in the world against Jews. There is so much I could say about the kindness that the Israeli people offered me, the shock and the trauma that could still be felt at sites where innocent people were brutally murdered, and the hope that many people carry in their hearts that one day there will be peace. Before I move on, I want to leave you with this message from another brave and kind survivor of the Nova Music Festival, Shalev Biton. He'd just returned to Israel after spending time in Melbourne days before October 7. He told me that he went to the festival to enjoy a party with his friends. But when he went to sleep that night, he woke up to the sounds of gunshots from outside his tent. And before he knew it, he was running from terrorists who shouted, "Where are the Jews?" as they tried to hunt him down. Now, he knows he's one of the lucky ones because he didn't die that day. And he says surviving something so horrific has allowed him to chase his dreams with a bit more power. And now he appreciates every day just that little bit more, because none of us know when it's going to end.
I like to appreciate every moment in my life a bit more, because you don't know when it will finish. You can't actually imagine, because I thought in my mind that I'm going to a party with my friends. we discovered after a couple of hours that we are running for our life.